Welcome to the Team SNG test hands video. Today we're going to be doing the test hands for the Signer deck profile that came out earlier this week. Link to that video will be in the description down below, so if you haven't seen it, what are you doing here? Click on that, go see that first and then come back. If you have seen it, stick around. And for those of you that haven't seen it, they're still here. That's fine. See what the potential is, and then go check out how I built it. Alright, so while I've got your guys' attention, I'd like to ask you to leave me a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Also, check out the team's Facebook page. Links to that will also be down in the description below. Now, this deck can go first and second. Primarily it is a going first deck though, so we are going to do 3 going first test hands, meaning we're going to draw 5 cards. We're going to assume no interruption. Obviously, in this modern day and age, there's probably going to be some interruption, but we're going to assume none so you can see the full potential of what this deck could potentially do if situations were to favor yourself. And I guess with that, there's not much else to say. Let's just get into it. Alright, so, first test hand. Tuning, Drill Synchron, Junk Forward, Junk Converter, and Cyber Synchron. This is great. We have a way of getting to our Junk Synchron, meaning that we can use Junk Converter to get to something like Synchron Carrier and give us some more extension plays. So, first things first, we're going to use Tuning. Search out our Junk Synchron. There he is. Next, we are going to use Junk Converter's ability to send himself and Drill Synchron to the grave to search out a Synchron monster. So what we're going to search out is Synchron Carrier. Now we can special summon our Junk Forward, and we can normal summon our Synchron Carrier, and we can use Synchron Carrier's effect, which will let us normal summon another Synchron monster from our hand, to normal summon Junk Synchron. That will then let us special summon from the grave Junk Converter. Just give ourselves a touch more space here. There we go. Let's shift this one over just a touch as well. So, now we're in a really good boat, right? We can use Junk Synchron and Junk Converter to special summon, Synchro Summon, the main focal point of the deck in Junk Speeder. We're going to move this down a bit as well. There we go. Junk Speeder. Now, that will trigger 2 effects, letting us chain block as well, in case there is that pesky Ash that we're all worried about. What we're going to do is, we're going to go Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2. Synchron Carrier will produce a level 2 Synchron token. And Junk Speeder will give us the ability to special summon from the deck 2 tuners. So we're going to go for Fleur Synchron in this case, and Cyber Synchron. Now we are locked into Synchro Summoning for the rest of the turn, but that's perfectly fine. So at this point what we're going to do is we're going to use Cyber Synchron's effect on the Yeah, we're going to use Cyber Synchron's effect on the token, making the token level 4. And we're going to synchro off Cyber Synchron and the token. That will let us get out TG Hyper Librarian. Now we can use Fleur Synchron and Junk Forward to synchro summon. Our Excel Synchron. That will trigger 2 effects. Fleur Synchron's effect to special summon a level 2 or lower monster from our hand, and Hyper Librarians. So we're going to go Chain Link 1 in Fleur Synchron and Chain Link 2 in TG Hyper Librarian. So we will draw a card first, which is Pot of Desires, and we will special summon Cyber Synchron. Now at this point we do have everything needed to go into our Shooting Quasar. However, we can also put another level 5 body on board, but it's not necessarily pertinent this turn to do that. Looking at the rest of our extra deck, there realistically isn't any reason to put another level 5 monster on the board. The only thing we could potentially put on the board without injuring future plays would be our TG Star Guardian. So actually we're going to do that. We're going to put Star Guardian on board. We're going to do this by using Cyber, seeing as his first effect is not a once per turn effect. We're going to use Cyber Synchron's effect, target our Synchron carrier, make our Synchron carrier level 4, and we are going to synchro off into our Star Guardian. That's going to then trigger TG Hyper Librarian's effect to let us draw another card. That's sweet. That's drawn us into Red Rain. Red Rain is so good for this deck. So, now what we can do is we can go use Excel Synchron's effect and send from the deck to the grave a level 3 tuner. So a level 3 Synchron monster in Junk Synchron to the grave, making Excel Synchron level 2. Then we are going to use Excel Synchron, TG Hyper Librarian, and Junk Speeder to synchro summon into our Shooting Quasar. Now we want Shooting Quasar to be in our extra monster zone, because if our opponent does find a way to destroy it, we do have Cyber Synchron in the graveyard, right there, to protect it. But we're also going to set Red Rain. And that'll just about do it. When our opponent starts to combo off, we can keep Quasar's negate till quite late in the turn, and we can utilize Red Rain to blow up our opponent's field. If we do use Quasar's negate earlier on in the turn, we do still get to special summon Shooting Star from the extra deck. So we've put ourselves in a really good situation here. And we also have Pot of Desires, so next turn we can start with an extra 2 cards in our opening hand to potentially allow us to combo off and do all of this again. Alright, so that was a great first hand. Let's go on to the second. Alright, so here we go guys, on to hand number 2. Pot of Desires, Cyber Synchron, TG Screw Serpent, Synchron Carrier, and Cyber Synchron. So this might not look like the greatest of hands, and in fairness, I could understand that argument. So what we're going to do first and foremost is we're going to activate Pot of Desires. We kind of want a few extra cards. Cyber Synchron and Synchron Carrier do get us to our Junk Speeder, but we do want to see what else we can get out of the deck, maybe something to add some consistency, get ourselves to bigger boss monsters. So, off the top of the deck, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So what have we banished off? So one junk converter, but other than that, we really haven't banished off anything too critical. A couple righty drivers and a lefty driver, but nothing too important. And off of that gambit, what have we got drawn into? Another Synchron carrier, which is a bit unfortunate, and a Rhodes Synchron. So we've got ourselves a few more Synchro monsters in the hand, but realistically, we would really have liked to have gotten a bit further with that. So, what we're going to do first is we're going to normal summon our Synchron carrier, and we are going to then normal summon our Cyber Synchron. We're going to use Cyber Synchron's effect, target Synchron carrier, make it level 4, and then we are going to synchro both of them off into the face of the deck, Junk Speeder. Junk Speeder's effect's then going to go off. It's going to search us out a level 2 and a level 3. The level 3 we're going to search out will be our... level 2 will be our Flare Synchron. And the level 3 we're going to search out will be our Drill Synchron. I would love it if we could get more on the board with this, but realistically we are sort of in a tight bind here and we are kind of stuck. So now what we're going to do is we're going to use Drill Synchron and Junk Speeder to go into our Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, or sorry, our Red Dragon Archfiend. And then we're going to use our Flare Synchron and our Red Dragon Archfiend to go into Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Bane. That will then let us special summon from our hand. Rhodes Synchron. We can then use Archbane's effect to target our Rhodes Synchron, popping it, which would then let us special summon back our Red Dragon Archfiend. However, that would be really risky because Archfiend would then destroy Bane in the end phase. So theoretically what we actually want to sit with is something like this. It's not the greatest of boards, but it does happen from time to time. Theoretically, we could also have made a Hauka Fibrax play and gone into TGs and gone with the Stardust Warrior play. That would basically have been done at the point where if we go back a bit, actually we'd have to go back pretty much all the way. But once we've desired, we could go with, these two would both be back in the deck. The other way we had to play out this hand would be to go Synchron Carrier, normal summon, Cyber Synchron, Link 2. Into Hauka Fibrax. Hauka Fibrax's effect, special summoning from the deck. TG Striker using Striker and Hauka Fibrax going into Trident Launcher. Trident Launcher would then let us special summon back Striker, special summon from the hand Screw Serpent, and special summon from the deck our Warwolf. Then use Warwolf. Yep. So you can then use these two. Going into our Star Guardian. And then we could use Star Guardian to return our TG Warwolf and Special Summon Warwolf So this would at least get us into a level 8, one of our 2 level 8 synchros on our opponent's turn. But again, I think much rather it's kind of hit or miss. We did sort of open a sort of not perfect hand. Alright, so let's go on to the final test hand, guys. Alright, so here we go, guys. Last test hand. Tuning, Cyber Synchron, TG Booster Raptor, Synchron Explorer, and Junk Forward. So first things first, let's get the Junk Forward out the way. We're going to special summon him. We're also going to activate Tuning to search out of our deck much beloved Fleur Synchron. We shall normal summon the searched Fleur Synchron. We're then going to use Fleur Synchron and Junk Forward to special summon our Junk Speeder. We will chain block using our Fleur Synchron. Chain link 1, chain link 2. Fleur Synchron will let us special summon TG Booster Raptor from our hand. And Junk Speeder will let us special summon Road Synchron, Fleur Synchron, Cyber Synchron, and Drill Synchron. Sorry about the weird cut there, guys. The camera ran out of battery, so we've had to do this bit in 2 takes. So this is where we ended up. From this point, we can use Cyber Synchron on Fleur Synchron, making Fleur Synchron a level 4. We can then use Fleur Synchron and TG Booster Raptor, synchro both of them off to go into our it doesn't really make a difference. So what we're going to go into is we're going to go into our Hyper Librarian. Then what we're going to do is use Fleur Synchron's effect, letting us special summon from our hand our Synchron Explorer. We then use Drill Synchron and Synchron Explorer to go into our Excel Synchron. At this point we can use Excel Synchron's effect to send from the deck to the grave Junk Synchron, lowering its level to 2. Oh, we also should have drawn, seeing as we haven't shuffled, we would have drawn into Tuning. We can then use Excel Synchron, TG Hyper Librarian, and Junk Speeder yet again to go into our Shooting Quasar Dragon. So, we don't have the protection that we had last time, but we are in good shape with our Shooting Quasar being on the field for us. Basically, we'll banish him off and we will get to float into our Shooting Star Dragon on our opponent's turn, which will then also let us negate another effect, and it will also let us negate, well, it'll let us negate destruction effect, and it will also let us negate another effect. And seeing as we will vacate the extra monster zone, we can put Shooting Star Dragon there, and that makes him protected. Actually it doesn't. it potentially could make him protected by Cyber's Synchron if Cyber Synchron's somehow found his way to the grave. Alright, so that's it. 3 test hands, guys. We didn't really go into the red dragons, but sometimes you don't need to. They really are a good way to go if you're going second and you're trying to just OTK, push for game, put big body on the board and just beat your opponent to death with it. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Make sure you leave the channel a like, comment, and subscribe. And check out the team's Facebook page down below. If you haven't seen the deck profile already, go check it out. I hope you guys like what you find there as well. And I will see you guys at the next video.